Hello, everyone. Welcome to class. Happy Sunday to you. Hope you're all very well. Welcome to class. Welcome to class. This is a general class. This is Learning Based Academy. I hope you are all very well. If you can hear me, simply type 200 in the chat. Type 200 in the chat. If you can hear me, type 200 in the chat, everyone. Type 200 in the chat, everyone. If you can hear me, simply type 200 in the chat. This is going to be an interesting class for everyone. Yes, yes, yes. I'm super excited that you are here in class. If you have started your examination, congratulations. I wish you all success in your exams. Awesome, awesome, awesome. If you can hear me, type 200 in the chat. Let's confirm you can hear. Amazing. Yes, 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 yes. I can see Adachi Dera. Make sure your name is always beside your response in our chats. Wisdom, Amanda, Emmanuel, and Phoebe, welcome to class. Emanuela, welcome to class. Ore, welcome to class. Desire or Desiree, welcome to class. Matthew, welcome to class. Amazing. Yeah, 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 yeah. That Chidera passed her mathematics. Congratulations to you. Sarah, welcome to class. Oh, you're writing maths tomorrow. Awesome. Wishing you all success. So, the first thing we want to do is to revise basic science. So, we're having basic science right now, and we have just few minutes to revise basic science to help other students who are yet to sit for their basic science examination pass, to remind them of what they must have learned. This term, JSS 1 must have learned weightlessness in school, depending on the school you attend. And at Learning Based Academy, we learned that weightlessness is a condition of having no weight. Weightlessness is a condition of having no weight. All right, so pay attention to this, which a person experiences in a situation of low gravitation. All right. Now, weightlessness is a condition of having no weight. Make sure you are writing, which a person experiences, which a person experiences in a situation, in a situation of low gravitation. All right, we missed something at the beginning of the class, and that's our self-affirmation. So let's go. As our custom is at Learning Based Academy, we must always take our self-affirmation every day and in every way. We are getting better and better, wiser and wiser, smarter and smarter, stronger and stronger, greater and greater, richer and richer, healthier and healthier. We are rich in knowledge. We are the best. Awesome. Now, the next point I want to make here will come as a question. A situation where someone uses drugs without a doctor's prescription, without a doctor's prescription is known as is known is known as dash. A situation when where someone uses drugs A, B, abstinence. Drop your answer in the chat for me. C, drug abuse. D, drug misuse. So which is the correct answer? Please drop your answer in the chat. A situation where someone uses drugs without a prescription, without a doctor's prescription, is known as dash. Okay, okay, yes. Adachidera said drug abuse. Yes. The students with the Duke also said drug abuse. Okay. Somebody said chemical. Chemical is not the answer. Okay. Someone else. Make sure you always type in your name beside your response. Okay. So I can at least call your name. Yes, the correct answer is drug abuse. It is known as drug abuse. When you use drugs without a doctor's prescription, it is known as drug abuse. Now let's look at the next one. Dash is an action. Is an action which changes the position, an action which changes the position or shape. Dash is an action which changes or shape of a body. A, gravitation. B, force. C, solar. D, weightlessness. What do you think is the right answer? What do you think is the right answer? Post your answer in the chat with your name beside it. An action which changes the position or shape of a body is what? A, gravitation. B, force. C, solar. D, weightlessness. Look at the question again. Dash is an action which changes the position or shape of a body. That is, it changes the position. You move from position A to position B. What is that thing that can make a body or an object or a person move from one position to another? All right, let me help everyone. The answer is force. Force. When somebody comes and pushes you or pulls you, do you understand? You're going to move away from that position to another position. All right. So that is force. Force is an action which changes the position or shape of a body. Force is an action which changes the position or shape of a body. All right. Let's move on to the next question. Moving on to the next question. One of the following. One of the following is not a type of abstinence. One of the following is not a type of abstinence. A, lifelong abstinence. Lifelong abstinence. B, delayed abstinence. Delayed abstinence. C, periodic abstinence. Periodic abstinence. And D, open abstinence. So one of the following is not a type of abstinence. A, lifelong abstinence, delayed abstinence, periodic abstinence, and the last one is open abstinence. What is your own correct answer? What do you think is the correct answer? All right, let me help somebody. The correct answer is open abstinence. Open abstinence is not a type of abstinence. Open abstinence is not a type of abstinence. We have lifelong abstinence. And lifelong abstinence is a way of abstaining from a habit throughout one's life. That is lifelong. Then delayed abstinence is when you delay a desired act till the appropriate time. Periodic abstinence. This means abstinence from an act for a while. All right. So I hope you got that. Number 5. Which which of the following is not a reason for abstaining from sex? Which of the following is not a reason for abstaining from sex? All right, we're going to look for the one that is not a reason for abstaining from sex. Which of the following is not a reason for abstaining from sex? A. STIs. B. Religious stroke moral beliefs. C. Focus on education. Focus on education. And D. It will bring intimacy between the two people. All right. So, which of the following is not a reason for abstaining from sex? Now, let's look at the reasons for abstaining from sex. The first one is sexually transmitted infections. For those who have sex outside marriage, who are not married, are at high risk of contracting sexually transmitted infections like HIV/AIDS, like gonorrhea, like syphilis, and all others. So STIs are good reasons for abstaining from sex. All right. The next one, religious or moral beliefs. Religious bodies frown at sex before marriage. So it's a good reason for abstaining from sex because religiously it is prohibited for singles to have sex. Then the next one, which is option C, focus on education, is also a good reason for abstaining from sex. Sex is only meant for those who are ready to father and mother children, and it must be within the context of marriage. All right. So sex is not meant for boys and girls. Sex is not meant for boys and girls. Even if you believe everyone is doing it, it is wrong. And you shouldn't be part of those who are doing the wrong things. It is wrong morally. It is wrong religiously. Everyone frowns at it. So the fact that some people are doing it does not make it right. You should single yourself out and be outstanding. All right. So the next option, which is option D, it will bring intimacy between the two people. It is not a reason for abstaining from sex. So that is our answer. So our answer is option D. All right. Now it is time for us to quickly revise something in English language. And we have just 5 minutes to do that. So let's move on to English language revision. English language revision. All right, now I'll be focusing on concord. We want to revise concord. And concord means subject verb agreement. Subject verb agreement. What do we mean by subject-verb agreement? It states that the subject in a sentence, the subject in a sentence must agree with the verb. The subject in a sentence must agree with the verb. The subject in a sentence must agree with the verb. What do we mean by subject? Subject is the word that performs the action in a sentence. Subject is the word that performs the action in a sentence. Subject is the word that performs the action in a sentence. All right? Yes. Now, what do we mean by a verb? Verb is a word that expresses an action or a state of being. A verb is a word that expresses an action or a state of being. If you are not at the level at which I am, make sure you come back to this YouTube channel and attend the class again, because our time is very short for this class. So we don't have much time within our disposal. So just continue from where we are now. Try as much as possible to meet up with us. You know, this is not your regular physical school class. So nobody's going to wait for you here, because you can always have this class again and again and again. All right. So calm down. It's not you don't have to worry about it. All right. Now let's continue. The subject in a sentence, okay, is the word that performs an action. All right. The subject is the word that performs the action in a sentence, and it must agree with the verb. That is, singular subject takes singular verb, and plural subject takes plural verbs. All right. So note that number one, singular subject. Singular subject takes singular verb. Okay, this is very important, because I'm tired of hearing, I go to school yesterday. I'm tired of hearing that. I'm tired of hearing, she take my pencil. She is a singular subject, and the singular verb that must follow it should be takes. She takes my pencil every day. Instead of you saying, we go to school every day, it should be, we go to school every day. Do you understand? So always take note that the singular subject takes singular verb, and plural subject takes plural verb. Most times, take note, most times your singular subjects or your singular verbs don't your singular verbs carry the letter S at the end. Why singular subjects are like your singular nouns, so they don't have letter S. Now let us quickly look at this. Singular verbs. Your subjects are always either nouns or pronouns. Singular verbs and plural verbs. So what is a verb? A verb is an action word. So if you have is as a singular verb, the plural is are. Yes, thank you, Adachidera, for following and for contributing to the class. Was, singular verb. Were, plural verb. All right. Go, singular verb. Sorry, goes, singular verb. Go will be plural verb. All right. Eats, eats, singular verb. Eats will be plural verb. All right. Walks, singular verb. All singular verbs have the letter S. All plural verbs don't have the letter S. All right. Writes, writes. The plural will be right. Okay. The next one, sits. The plural will be sit. Carries. The plural will be carry. Okay, so now let's look at examples. Let's look at examples of these in sentences. Number one, they go to school. They is a plural subject. Okay, plural subject. Plural subject. Go is a plural verb. Go is a plural verb. Okay, let's look at another example. Number two, pardon my handwriting, I'm in a hurry, I have another class. All right. So the next one we have, she wears a pink dress. She wears a pink dress. So she is singular. She is singular subject. Like I said, you can always come back to this channel to watch. She is singular subject. Wears is a singular verb. A verb is an action word. All right, so this is all we'll be able to take for English language. Now let's move on to mathematics. Miss Mary is going to handle your math. So I hope you are ready. So for the next 1 hour, you will be treating mathematics. So get your pen and your book ready for math, okay? And make sure you pay full attention in this class. No chatting when you are not expected to. If not, the chat will be closed and you'll be taken out of the class. All right? So pay full attention. This is time for math.
Hello everyone, welcome to class. Quickly, we are taking our mathematics and we are also taking revision questions. We'll be taking revision questions in mathematics. If you can hear me, type 1000 in the chats. Type 1000 in the chats. All right, Favor, Joy, I can see your response. Odunola, all right. So quickly, we'll be taking these questions. I will do this first, then I will also give you yours to do. So pay attention. So the first question here says, calculate the perpendicular height. Calculate the perpendicular height of a cone with a radius and slant height of 5 centimeters. Now, the question is on solid shapes. Yes, on solid. And we need to find the perpendicular height of a cone. Now, I believe you recognize a cone if you see any. So let me draw the diagram of a cone so we can find out what we are asked to look for. Now, a cone has a curved shape. My diagram may not be perfect, but I will try to make it look like one. Well, so now one of the real life example of a cone, something that looks like a cone, is a funnel. I believe we all know a funnel. Yes. So a cone actually, a funnel actually has the shape of a cone. It has the shape of a cone. So now in this question, we want to find the perpendicular height. Now, the cone has slant height and it has perpendicular height. Please pay attention. Now, this is the slant height. This is the slant height of a cone. This slant height, this side is the slant height. Now, the perpendicular height is the height that forms right angle with the radius of this cone. You see this cone, it has a base, a circular base. It has a circular base. Now, this base, which looks like a circle, from the center we can have a radius. A radius. So now let's pick this as the radius of this cone. Now, the height that comes from those points and meets the point where the radius is, that is the perpendicular height. So now in this question, we want to find this height. We're already given the slant height to be 5 centimeters and the radius to be 4 centimeters. So this is giving us the opportunity to apply our Pythagoras theorem. Yes, because that is what we are going to use to find the perpendicular height of this cone. So now let's move on. Let's move on. So now let's draw out. We are going to draw out this shape that looks like the right angle. That looks like the right angle. We are going to draw it out so that we can find the perpendicular height. So let's draw it out. We have this. We have this, the perpendicular height, and the radius. The radius. So now we'll be given this slant side to be 5 centimeters and the radius, which is the base for this shape. Now we want to find this straight line, this perpendicular height. That's what we want to find. So we are going to use our Pythagoras rule, and the Pythagoras rule says the hypotenuse square is equals to the opposite square plus adjacent square. Now we already have our hypotenuse side. This is the side. This is the hypotenuse side because that is the side facing the right angle. Now this side H we are looking for is the opposite side, while this 4 centimeter represents the adjacent side. Now we are going to have 5 squared equals the opposite side is the H we are looking for, plus the adjacent side, which is 4 squared. Now, 5 squared means 5 multiplied by 5. So 5 times 5 gives 25. Now, we are going to have H squared there, and 4 squared means 4 times 4, which is going to give 16. Now, how do we get our H? This 16 will definitely move to this side. So we are going to have 25 minus 16. Why? Because 16 is positive here. So moving to the other side is going to become negative, equals H squared. Now 25 minus 16. 25 minus 16. Now do that quickly. 25 minus 16, drop the answer in the chat. We want to do this work together. We are all doing it together. 25 minus 16 gives, okay, I can see 1000. I can see 9. Okay, that 1000 is another chart. Okay, 9. All right. All right. So 25 minus 16 gives 9. So 9 equals h squared. Now, pay attention, everyone. Are we to find the value for h squared or the value for h? I'm waiting for your response. Are we to find the value for h squared or the value for h? Okay, the value of h. Now, since our h is having square, how do we get the value of h? This is what we are going to do. We are going to take the opposite of square. Now, I need someone to tell me in the chat, what is the opposite of square? The opposite operation to square is, the opposite operation to square is square root. Exactly. So what we need to do is to take the square root of both sides so we can get the value of h. Thank you for following. So yeah, we are going to take square roots of both sides. Take square roots. Take square roots of both sides. Of both sides. So we are going to take the square root of 9 and the square root of h squared. So the square roots will definitely cancel out the square because they are opposite operation. So the square root of 9 is 3 because 3 multiplied by 3 is going to give 9. So the perpendicular height we are looking for is equals to 3 centimeters. Yes, 3 centimeters. Very good. So I believe you understand. Now I'm going to give you a question which you are going to practice. The question is also going to come in this form, though you may not be asked to find the perpendicular height, but fish out what you want to find out in the question. All right, so let's take the question. So the question says, find the slant height. Find the slant height. Here you want to find the slant height of a cone whose diameter, here you are given the diameter, not radius. So I believe you know what to do to get your radius, whose diameter is 12 centimeters. And its perpendicular height, here you're already given the perpendicular height. Its perpendicular height is 8 centimeters. Is 8 centimeters. Now let's do this quickly. Do this quickly. You want to find the slant height of a cone whose diameter is 12 centimeters and its perpendicular height is 8 centimeters. Note that you need to find out your radius because you were given diameter. And don't forget that diameter, to get your radius, you need to divide your diameter by 2 because a diameter is made up of 2 radii. So you need to divide your diameter by 2 to get the radius. And you have to find the slant height, not the perpendicular height. So do that quickly. I'm going to count down from 20 and drop your answer in the chat. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. Okay, I can see answers there already. I'm seeing 6, 6, 96, 18, square root of 18, 6. Okay, let's figure it out together. Let's figure out the answer together. Let's figure out the answer together. So let's go. Firstly, I'll draw the diagram of a cone so we can see what we are to find. Now, this is a cone. This is a cone which has a circular base, So has a circular base. We're given the perpendicular height. I told you the perpendicular height is the height that forms right angle with the radius. And don't forget that radius is any length from the center of the circumference. So now from the center of the circle, you just come and touch this point of the circumference of that circle. So let's pick it this way. So I want to pick it this way. So it will form a perfect right angle. So now this is a perpendicular height coming and it touches the center. Now it forms right angle with this radius. It forms right angle with this radius. Don't mind my diagram. And we have it like this. So let's bring it out. So we have this slant height. This is the perpendicular height, the straight one, and then the radius. So we're given the perpendicular height to be 8. This is the perpendicular height. So we are looking for the slant height. This you can see it's slanted. So this is the slant height. This is the slant height. Slant. Now we're given the diameter to be 12. Diameter is 12. So to get the radius, we divide by 2. So radius will be equals to 12 divided by 2, which gives 6. So that's 6 centimeters. So here we have 6 centimeters. Now, how do we get the slant height? We are using our Pythagoras rule. Using the Pythagoras rule, which says the hypotenuse square is equals to the opposite square plus adjacent square. Now, the hypotenuse side, we don't know. That is the slant side we are looking for. We don't know because that is the side that is facing your right angle. So we don't know. We name it x. So we have x squared equals opposite square. This is the opposite side. The side that is facing this point here, this side. So we have 8. So we are going to have 8 squared. The adjacent side is this side. We have 6 squared. Now 8 multiplied by 8 is 64. And 6 multiplied by 6. Don't forget that 6 squared means 6 times 6. And that gives 36. 8 times 8 is 64. 6 times 6 is 36. Follow everyone. Now, add up 64 and 36. What is the answer? 64 plus 36. 64 plus 36 gives 64 plus 36 gives I'm waiting for your response. 65, 64 plus 36. That is 100. That is 100. So now, for us to get the value of x, we need to take the square roots of both sides. Now, taking the square root of both sides, when you take square roots of both sides, take square roots of both sides, So definitely we'll be having x because we've taken the square roots. The square roots, we cancel out that square. Now the square root of 100 is what? That is 10 because 10 times 10 will give 100. So the value of the slant height is 10 centimeters. So that is the slant height we are looking for. So the answer is 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters. Height of that cone is 10 centimeters. 10 centimeters. I believe that is taken. The slant height is 10 centimeters. All right. All right. If you understand this question we solved now, type great in the chat. If you understand this question we solved now, and you understand the steps, you understand the reason why we got 10, type great in the chat. Type great in the chat. All right, all right. Thank God you are able to find out your mistake. All right, all right, all right. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, so that is for a cone. So we are moving on to another solid shape. We are moving on to another solid shape. Let's take down this question. It says, the height of a cylindrical drum of water is 10 centimeters. Pay attention. And the diameter is 14 centimeters. Find the volume. Find the volume of the drum. We have to find the volume of the drum, and we're given pi. Take pi to be 22/7. Now, this question is on a cylinder. Now, the drum has a cylindrical shape, and we have to find the volume of the drum. That means we want to find the volume of a cylinder because the drum has cylindrical shape. So now, how do we find the height? They said the height. We're given the height. The height of a cylindrical drum of water is this, and the diameter is this. Find the volume. Now, example of a shape or an object that has cylindrical shape is like our cooking gas cylinder that is even called cylinder. So it's also some drums have to this question. Solution: to draw something that looks like a cylinder, I'll try to draw something that looks like a cylinder, like tin milk. Tin milk also has cylindrical shape. Yes. So I have something like this, like this. Is the shape is forming a cylinder, right? Somehow we'll draw a cylinder. All right. So now here we have to find the volume of this drum that has a cylindrical shape. Now, volume of a cylinder is the product of its base area and its height. Now, cylinder has a circular base. It has circular base. You can see it is circle. It has circular base. It's made up of two circular edges at the top and at the bottom. This point too is circular. It's circular. Here is also circular. So the volume of a cylinder, the volume of a cylinder now the volume equals to volume of cylinder equals to the base area, that is the area of the base, base area multiplied by the height. Now, since it has a circular base, now what is the area of a circle? It is pi r square, then multiply by the height, which we use h to denote. So this is the formula for a cylinder. It is pi r square h. Pi r square h. The pi r is the area of the circle, which is the base of that cylinder, multiplied by the height. Now we move on to find the volume of this drum. We've been given pi to be equals to 22/7. We were given diameter in that question, not radius. And the diameter is 14 centimeters. So definitely our radius is going to be 7 centimeters, right? We divide the 14 by 2, so which gives 7. So that's 7 centimeters. So we multiply this by 7 centimeters, multiply by the height. We were given that the height of that drum is 10 centimeters. So multiply by 10. Multiply by 10. So here we want to find out our answer. 7 will cancel out 7 here. Then we are left with 22 multiplied by 10. Now 22 multiplied by 10 is going to give, oh, we are supposed to square our radius. It is pi r square. Pi r square. Pi r square. So we square our radius, multiply by the height, which is 10. So we have 22/7 multiplied by 7 square is 7 times 7, which is 49. Then multiply by 10. So 7 will still cancel out 7 here, and 7 in 49 will give 7. So we are left with 22 times 7 times 10. Now do that for me quickly. Multiply 22 by 7 and by 10 and drop the answer in the chat. Multiply 22 by 7 and by 10 and drop the answer in the chat. All right. I can see 140. What is this? I'm waiting for your response. Okay, Steven dropped 440. All right, I can see 1,540. 1,540. All right, let's do this together. Now, 22 multiplied by 10. When you multiply 22 by 10, you are going to have 220, right? Then multiply 220 by 7. 220 multiplied by 7. 7 times 0 is 7. 7 times 2 is 14. You write 4 and keep 1. 7 times 2 is 14. Without 1, you have 15. Very good. So the answer is 1,540 cubic centimeter. It is cube centimeter, not square centimeters, because here we are looking for volume. So the answer is 1,540. All right. Good job, everyone. Good job, everyone. Good job. So now take this question and do it for me quickly. Take this question and do it quickly. Find the volume of a cylinder whose radius is 5 centimeters and height is 12 centimeters. Now do that quickly. Do that quickly. Okay. All right. I'll give you enough time. Just make sure you are fast. Just make sure you are fast with solving the question. Okay. I'm going to count down from 20. So be fast. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. I'm seeing answers already. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, okay, okay. All right, let's do this together. So, if your answer is the same as mine, after the calculation, I owe you 5 points. So let's do it together. Solution. Solution. We're given the radius to be 5 centimeters and the height to be 12 centimeters. And what do we need to find the volume of a cylinder? We just need the base area and the height. So that is pi r squared, which is the base of the circle, times the height of the cylinder. So pi is 22/7. The radius is 5, which we are going to square, multiply by 12. Okay, we have 22/7. 5 squared is going to give 25 because 5 times 5 is 25. Then multiply by 12. We don't have any common factor here. So what are we going to do? 22 multiplied by 25. Let's do that together. 22 multiplied by 25. 5 times 2 gives 10. 5 times 2 is 10 plus 1 we have 11. 2 times 2 is 4 and 2 times 2 is 4. So adding this up we have 0, 5, 550. Now we need to multiply 550 by 12. Now we are going to take 550 by 12. Now 2 times 0 is 0, 2 times 5 is 10, and 2 times 5 is 10 again, plus that one we have 11. 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 5 is 5, and 1 times 5 is 5. Add up all of these, you are going to have 0, 0, 6, 6. Okay, so we have 6,600. Don't forget we have a divisor of 7 here. So we are going to divide by 7. Now 6,600 divided by 7 gives, so I don't know how you got 60. I don't know how you got 60. We need to divide 6,600 by 7. So everyone do this for me. Do this for me. So I'm not sure anyone is getting my 5 points based on what I'm seeing here, but divide this for me, you can still get the 5 points. Divide 6,600 by 7 and tell me the answer. 7, 5, 10, 7, 7 times 2, 7 times 2. Okay, so only one person, before I open the chat now, one person got the answer correctly. Yes, and I think that is Adachidera. All right, you have my 5 points. Write it in your notes for correct calculation. So this is going to give us 942. Then we are going to have decimals. So 0.85, and it continues like that, like that, like that. We can actually leave it in fraction. We can leave it in fraction. Let's multiply. 66 divided by 7 is actually going to give us 9, because 7 times 9 is 63. We are going to have a remainder of 3, right? Keep the 3 to this 0. This makes it 30 now, right? Now 7 times 4 will give 28. So we write 4, we keep the remaining 2, for 28. It's not up to 30. We have a remainder of 2. Keep the 2 for this next 0. We have 20. Now, 7 times 2 is 14. So we are going to have remainder of 6, right? So that's why we have 2 here. Now, remainder of 6. Now, if we now have the decimal point, add 0 to that 6, you have 60. Now, 60 divided by 7 is going to give 8, because 8 times 7 is 56, right? Now, you have a remainder of 4. It continues like that. So when you keep dividing like that, that's how the decimal will continue. So this is the volume of that cylinder, and it is cube centimeter. Is that taken? All right. If that is taken, type taken in the chat. Type taken in the chat. Type taken in the chat. Taken in the chat. All right. All right. So we are moving on to another part of mathematics. Let's do something different. We are done with solid shapes for now. We want to move on to another topic. All right. All right. So let's take this question. Let's take this question. So everyone should follow. We are all doing this together. Yes. We are learning together. You are learning and I am learning. So we are doing this together. So the question says the mean age, the mean age of 5 students, 5 students whose ages are, now they are giving us the ages of those students. Which ages are? We have 8. Pay attention, everyone. We have 8, X, 13, 12, 10. Now, these are the ages of those students. And their mean age, the mean age of 5 students whose ages are these is 10. This is the mean age. Now, calculate the value of X. We have to calculate the value of X. Calculate the value of X in years. Definitely we'll calculate it in years. So now, let's do this together before I will give you your own question. All right, solution. Don't forget that mean is the sum of their ages divided by the number of the students. That is how we are going to find the mean, right? Since we are dealing with ages here, so it is going to be the sum of their ages, that is adding up their ages. Sum of their ages divided by the number of the students. The number of the students. By number of students. So let's sum up their ages. These are the ages of the students. We have 8 plus, don't forget that sum means addition. You sum it up. Addition. 8 plus X plus 13 plus 12 plus 10 divided by the number of the students. How many are they? They are 5. They are 5 in numbers. Now, how do we get the value of x here? Now, don't forget that we've been given the mean age already, mean, which is 10. So here we are going to have 10 for our mean. This is not mean, so this is mean, not means. So the mean is 10. The mean age is 10. So for us to get the value of x here, now we have our 10, which is their mean age. Now sum up these numbers, these like terms, those that are not letters, the numbers, to sum it up. 10 plus 12 is 22. 22 plus 13 is 35, right? Now 35 plus 8 is 43, right? So now we are going to have 43 plus x, don't forget that it's sum, divided by 5. Yes. So now we are going to put over 1 here so that we can have a form of fraction. Now I'm going to multiply, cross multiply. So my 10 will multiply this 5, and the whole of what's at the top here, everything here will multiply this 1. So I'm going to have 43 plus x. You know it is multiplying 1, so it will give me what I have back. Then 10 times 5. 10 times 5. So I'm going to have 43 plus x equals 10 times 5 is 50, right? Now, how do I get the value of my x? I need to move 43 out of this place, take it to this side, and subtract it from 50 because it is positive here. So I'm going to have x equals 50 minus 43. Now, what is 50 minus 43? That is 7. So that means the value of x is 7. The value of x is 7. The value of x is 7. Do you understand? The chat is open now. You can ask any question. Do you understand? I'm going to give you your own question to solve now. I believe you understand the steps, everything we did. All right, very good. So get ready to take your question now. Get ready to take your question now. Okay, take this question down and solve it, and be quick. Do it as fast as possible. So the question says the average age of a mother, a mother and her 3 children, a mother and her 3 children is 20 years. 20 years. Now, if the ages of the children, if the ages of the children are, now these are the ages of the children. We have 2, we have 8, and we have 12. 12 years. How old is the mother? How old is the mother? We want to find the age of the mother. So you are doing this for me. Don't forget that the average age we're giving you, the average, this average means the mean age. So read the question very well, digest it, and then solve it. Find the age of the mother. I'm going to count down from 20. Yes, this question should not take you more than 20 seconds. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 9, 7, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, the time is up. Let's take the solution together and we see those who got it correctly. All right, I can see different answers. I can see 22, I can see 42, I can see 58. I can see different answers. So let's see those who will get it correctly. All right. The question says the average age of a mother and her 3 children. So that shows that how many people are we having there? We have a mother and 3 children. That is 4 people. Now, the average age is 20 years. So that means our mean. Don't forget that this question is on mean, and mean is going to be the sum of their ages. Because why do we have sum of their ages? Because we are dealing with age here. In some question, it can be the sum of their height. It can be the sum of their anything. So, but here we are dealing with age. So, sum of their ages divided by the number of people. Yeah, it's going to be people because, or we can say the family, number of the family. Because father, mother, and children, that's the family. The number of family, the number in the family. Where's these people? Number of people. All right, the mean is 20 years. That's their average age, the mean age. 20. Now, the sum of their ages, let's add it up. The mother, we don't know for the mother age. So let's name it X. Plus the 3 children, we have 2 plus 8 plus 12. All right, divided by their 4 all together. So we have 4. So now, yeah, I'm going to put over 1 year and then cross multiply the whole of what I have at the top here. Okay, let me even add up what I have at the top. So I have 20 equals to this plus this is 10, and 10 plus 12 is going to give me 22. So I have 22 plus my x, right? Then over my 4. So let me cross multiply from here. Let me cross multiply from here. Clean this. So we have equals to here. All right, from here, I'm going to have 22 plus x because it's multiplying 1. The whole of what is at this top is multiplying 1. So I'm bringing it back there. Then 20 multiplied by 4. 20 multiplied by 4. So 20 times 4 is going to give me 80 definitely, right? So because 4 times 2 is 8, so I have 80. How do I get my x? I need to subtract 22 from 80. So x equals 80 minus 22. And when you subtract 22 from 80, what do you have? You are going to have 58 years. So the age of the mother is 58 years. So their mother is 58 years old. 58 years old. All right. Great job to those who got 58 years before I solved it. Those who got 58 before I did the solution. Great job. You are doing very well. And others, please pay attention. Check where you made mistake and see the correction. Is that taking? Yes. We can always do better. Yes. So now we are taking more questions. We are taking more questions. This time around, we are moving away from mean. We have revised mean already. So in case your question comes this form when it is not straightforward, in, what this kind of question is a word problem. You can have cheap questions like you are given some set of number, you have to find the mean down the simple. You just add up those numbers, divide it by the numbers. You have how many are those numbers. That's very simple. But when you have word problems like this, just interpret the question. Interpret it. It's very easy. You'll be able to get the answer. All right. Let's take this question. Let's take this question. This question is on median and mode. So we are doing median and mode at the same time. At the same time. Just one question carrying median and mode together. Median and mode together. This question 16. This question 16. So the question says find the product. Find the product of mode and median of the set of numbers and these are the sets of numbers. We have 8, we have 2, we have 1, we have 7, we have 2, we have 4, we have 8, we have 2, we have 4, we have 9, and we have 5. Now, what does the question say? It says find the products. When you have word problem like this, you pay attention to the question very well. Find the products of what? The mode and median of this set of numbers. So it means you need to find the mode of these numbers, find the median, then you take the products of the mode and the median. So that's what we want to do here. Now, I'm going to explain what mode is, what median is. Then you will do it and drop your answer in the chat. Now, mode is the number that appears most. The number that appears most. Now, I believe you can know the mode in those numbers. The number that appears most. Now, the median. For you to get the median, I said it in a class that whenever you hear the word median, the first thing that should come to your mind is middle, median, middle, the middle number. So now, before you can get the middle number here, you need to arrange these numbers accordingly because the numbers are not sorted, they are not arranged. So you rearrange either from the smallest to the greatest or from the greatest to the smallest. So that's how you will get your median. So any number that remains in the middle will be the median. So get your mode, multiply it by your median, drop your answer in the next 10 seconds. In the next 10 seconds, I believe that's a very, very easy task. It's very easy. So I'm going to count down from 10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay, you got the mode to be 2. You are not through with the question. You have to find the product of the mode and the median. And I believe you know product means multiplication. All right. 6, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. Okay. I'm only seeing few answers here. All right, let's do it together. Let's do the question together. Let's do the question together. Now, seeing these numbers, I already know my mode because the number that appears most here is 2. 2 appears 3 times, while other number appears less than the time 2 appears. So I can get my mode. Mode equals 2. Why? That's the number that appears most. I'm writing this intentionally. All right. Now, what is my median? Let me rearrange my number. I'm going to start from the smallest. I have 1. I have 2, 3 times. Then I don't have 3. I have 4, 2 times. Then I have 5 just once. I don't have 6. I have 7 once. Then I have 8 twice. I have 8 twice. I believe that's complete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It remains one number. Okay, I also have 9. All right, since these numbers are 11 in number, so I already know that I'm going to have one number remaining because if I divide 11 by 2, I'm going to have 5, 5, then it will remain 1 in the middle. So definitely I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at the left. You can see I started this one from the back because I want to get the number at the middle. So I have 5 which stop here and 5 from the back which stop here. So 4 is the number at the middle. So my median is 4. So the product is now going to be 4 multiply 2 multiply by 4, and that is 8. I believe everyone understands. I believe everyone understands. So if you have 8 as your answer, I'm giving you 10 points. 10, 10, just 10. Free of charge, 10 points. So write 10 in your notes if you have 8 as your answer. The median is 4, the mode is 2. Now the product of the mode and the median gives 8. You have 10 points. You have 10 points. All right, I believe everyone is able to learn something today. Now I want to give you this to try on your own, on your own, on your own. It's a very cheap question, very simple. I know everyone in this class knows it. So I have x here, and here I have 135 degrees. Now find angle x. All right, take this question, play with it, practice it, do it. It is your take home. I'm giving you as a gift to play with at home. Thank you for learning. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye.